What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of Mixing and Mastering in the Box using the Slate Digital Everything Bundle.
Some days there's no one in there. Some days there's no one in there. Some days there's no one in there.
Now, the track that we're mixing is from Durres. Super nice, chill guy. He's already been on TV in Kosovo with this song as well, so that's pretty cool. Make sure to check out the final mixed song that's already out in the description below. And enjoy that. And we're now gonna mix it again with Slate Digital, and then after everything's done, we're gonna see if it's gonna work out, and that'll be probably in episode 6 or so. So we have an A, B, and a C. Now, today we're gonna be going over the harmonics, and yeah, just one little thing before we get into the harmonics. I also added a Deesser from the Slate Digital Everything Bundle. This is it. I really like this thing, and I started using it on the top loop. As you know, I've been a little bit annoyed with this loop because of the massive amounts of reverb in it and just having little issues with it. But overall, it's sounding pretty good now. Now, anyway, let's get into the harmonics. I deleted everything that was on top of it already, so just that you know that. Let's just press the play button, and let's just see what we have playing in the harmonics to begin with. Okay, so I think let's just start with the chords to get that right. And I think what I'm going to do, what is in there? I'm just going to freeze this to begin with, or flatten it, so we can work with just audio here. Because that first transient is quite loud in comparison to the rest. Anyway, let's just ungroup these tracks, and we're going to work with audio. Call it, yeah, synth chords is fine. Let's see. The first thing that I want to do is make sure that we have the track bouncing in the same way. So I used an LFO tool for everything else, so we're going to keep on doing that here as well. Let's just bounce this synth chord, and then hopefully with this bounce of this LFO tool, we can get that first initial transient to fuck off, because it's on the first kick, so it should work. Alright, that works. I think that's alright. Now let's give this thing some volume. I'm gonna actually just go into this whole section here and just volume everything up about 6 dB. Oh, maybe a little bit less, 3 dB. Just to give it something to play with. As you can see, some notes are very loud and we have some peaking going on. So I don't want some peaking there already. Compression is going to be our friend yet again. Okay, so let's start with the synth chord to get it right. Let's open up the virtual mix rack. And the first thing I want to do is I want to control the transients a little bit, and I want to control the blankets that it has over it right now as well. And before we get into that, I just want to quickly check out what's wrong with it, because it sounds a bit odd. Let's just check the imager. You notice that? So if we follow this little bouncing ball here, it has some sort of spatial thing, which is not going to work well in mono. I kind of don't want to go that far out of phase, so this is going to be a bit counterintuitive, but let's just take the width down. And put another ozone imager after that again. I know this is odd. And then we're going to put the width up and stereoize it, and then we won't go beyond this phase issue thing. Hopefully. Okay, so let's just keep that. And now let's go to the virtual mix rack. First things first, let's EQ it so that we don't have to listen to the low end of it. Actually, let's just take the SSL instead of the Neve. And I'm going to cut out the low end, and I'm going to listen to when the warmth disappears. Let's do that in the track. Fine. Okay, that's nice. Now let's look at the this is the dB, this is the Q. Okay, so let's just give a little bit of top end as well. I'm just gonna put the dBs up, and then we're gonna just go through here to see what we like and what we don't like. Ah, that's not working at all. Smooth, isn't it? Alright. A little bit of top end. Is there a high frequency? Yep, there is. Okay, let's give it a little top. And I think we're still gonna have to compress this before we do this, because that first boom is just too loud for my comfort. So yeah, we can use, well, the FG stress, it just kind of does the job well. So I'm just going to put the attack on 0 milliseconds so that we can get rid of the initial transient. So with compression, we just press delete at the top there. You can see, we get immediately minus 10 dB of compression there. A little bit much. Anyway, let's go 10 to 1, because I really don't like that first initial transient. And let's have a little look at the amount of input that we're going to give. Because I only needed to really compress on that first initial transient and nothing else really. Weird. A little bit too much flavor for me going on there. Let's try this. Fast attack. Interesting. All right. Maybe we should EQ a low pass filter in there to begin with, and after that it won't react so much. Maybe the low end is just too much. Definitely flavor being added with that. I don't know if you can hear that, but for me that's not sure if I like that. Anyway, let's put a Neve behind this because it has less bands, less fuckery, and it's just faster to work with. So I want top end out of this synth chord. A bit more. Oh, there it is. And let's shut up. All right, and let's also add in a little bit of drive. So this is a preamp. We can put that in there. Which is, I think, also the same as this button here. So yeah. Anyway, let's just drive it. See what happens. I'm only noticing a little bit of body in the low end and a little bit of volume, but they kind of go hand in hand as well. I'm just gonna put that down. Leave that, and let's just have a double check on if we are going the right way. I always suggest you A/B everything. I think we're trying a bit too hard right now. But I think it's alright. I think I will eventually go into all these chords and just kind of go like that. And fix the actual transient inside of it with what's it called? With just manipulating it instead of with a compressor. Because it's just, I find everything too, what's it called? The Slate Digital has so much flavor. It's not like a precision type of tool, so I kind of just need to go in there with my fingers and just kind of cut things out. Anyway, guitar plucky. Let's get a listen. Maybe we unfreeze this and take away that effects in here and share that reverb. We immediately already have a nicer sound than what was there to begin with. So let's just ungroup this. Anyway, let's also LFO tool this because we basically need to get everything to bounce around continuously. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing. EQ it, bounce it around, see what happens. And I think it would be better with this guitar pluck to kind of quiet it down a bit instead of having it so up front and in your face. So let's just open this up again and delete everything and calm it down a little bit. I wonder if this air EQ can also cut. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, nice. That's nice. Okay, so I'm immediately happy with that. Do we have a, I kind of want to cut low end again. I'll just use the, what is this, API? Let's just use the Neve. Cut the low end. We don't need too much low end. I don't know, we have to see if we need low end. We just have to check it in the mix. Like, I always check, does it warm up the sound or does the warmth go away? If it does, then back off. All right, happy with that? Let's also quickly double check that mid-side again, because this track is full of mid-side oddities. Let's just widen that up a bit. And let's compress it so that everything sits a little bit more like that. You know what that means, right? Do we have a slow compressor? Yes. Or should we go slow or fast? What do you guys think? Let's try both. Let's just see. So I don't use the 1176 all that much because for me it has like specific purposes. And I'm not sure if we're going to be happy right now. Anyway, let's go fast attack. Let's think for a second before we go. So we can either get the Jesus Christ. We can either get the decay bleeps louder, or we can get the do it the other way around, that the first bleep is louder. And I think having the decay bleeps a little bit louder is going to be nicer. Oh. Some of you might know this or not, but I wonder if you can just click all the buttons. You don't have the all-in function like you have with normal, what's it called? Tracks. So this is a bit weird. I'm missing the all button or the ability to click all. One of you will probably know how to do that, but maybe shift? No. Okay, so I'll just go heavy on 20. So basically we're just limiting the snot out of it, and yeah. Let's also call it what it is. It's a guitar plucky sound. Okay, cool. Let's double check if we like this in comparison. There and there, and see what we think. Yeah, I like it more. Let's also double check this one. Turn this off as well. Then that's before. Then after. I'm missing a little bit of that sound. That. I don't. Do you guys do that as well? That you kind of just talk in sound like and you're like, I don't know where is. I could do it really fast with a normal EQ like this. You can just kind of immediately go like that and find it. But here, I need a little bit of fuckery. There you go. Kind of weird because now I'm going against what I did over here. Anyway. This is pretty much it for the session of Harmonics. I am pretty happy with how that just came out, because overall, if we check out the difference in sound, that's pretty good. We definitely don't have that blanket on the speaker feeling anymore, so that's good. So it really brightened it up. Yeah, so that's it for this session. I'll see you guys next week again, where we're going to be going over the vocals. So that should be a good time. And in the meantime, for next week, I'm also going to fix everything here with the hand to just kind of get rid of those really attacky, peaky sounds. If you've made it this far, you must be really interested in a dedicated nerd. I also have a Patreon page, and on that Patreon page, I go over questions that you guys have there. You also get to have this project file there when it's finished. And you can go into it, and it's a good time. Lots of fellow geeks. So if you want to support the channel, if you want to be awesome, help me out. Help the channel out. And get your nerd on, all right? Cheers. Much love. Peace out.